Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I will be giving you a tour of my craft room slash coloring space. I love watching these videos. You learn about organization tips, and it's just kind of fun to see a personal side of the colorist that you watch, a side that you normally don't get to see. So I'd like to thank Imogen from The Coloring Kid for tagging me in this video, or tagging me for this video. And yeah, let's get started. So this is just kind of an overall view of the room. It's actually like one of the main rooms off the entryway of the house. So I try to keep it pretty clean. Over here is a desk area. I do someday would like to redo that and do some like white shelving and yeah, so just a different kind of desk altogether there. There are stacks of boxes and stuff around here, and that is because I do teach art, but I'm not in the classroom right now. So a lot of these boxes would be normally in the classroom, and so yeah, I haven't been able to be back in the class with the kids, so I'm kind of missing that, but normally all these storage boxes wouldn't be here. So anyway, here's just the overall setup. I love this island right here. Most of this furniture is like IKEA shelves, and then this right here is just an IKEA shelving unit, and then we put a butcher block countertop. And as you can see, most of my storage stuff is all from scrapbooking. I scrapbooked. I was a consultant for close to my heart for a long time. I really would like to get motivated to scrapbook again, but in the meantime I've been having fun coloring. So anyway, when I do scrapbook or other crafts, I kind of like to be standing. When I color, I like to sit, but for other crafts I like to be standing. So this is the perfect height for me to stand and do some crafts. And over here, this is a special dresser because it was my grandma's dresser. It was like an oak color. I painted it white, and it works so well with my scrapbooking storage needs. So it's a little bit higher than excuse me, like a normal desk. It has these open shelves here that I use to store scrapbook paper things. Up there I keep my Cricut. It is Bluetooth, but I've been having issues with the Bluetooth, so I usually pick it up and then just move it over by the computer. These are just different scrapbooking, like journaling pages, filler things here. This opens up and just more storage. So again, you'll be hearing me say scrapbooking stuff a lot because that is what I used to do most of the time. Stickers, chipboard, letter things. I do have some glitter. There's a lot of crossover between like the coloring world and scrapbooking. I know I've heard from a few of you that you're also scrapbookers, but like a lot of the inking techniques and markers, things like that, a lot of us scrapbookers and stampers used to do. These are all, or not all, most of these little boxes here are stamps. So close to my heart, kind of got rid of all their wooden stamps, oh gosh, a long time ago, and they went to these acrylic stamps. So you just peel them off and then put them on the clear blocks. So it definitely helps with storage. With the wooden stamps took up so much space. And these are just chipboard letters here. And it's been a long time since I've actually made cards, but this was just some samples and like little projects that I've kept, things that I really was like proud of, I guess. And I don't know why there's pictures in here. All right, there's that. I won't go through all my scrapbooking stuff. Over here, this is just more storage. I have like flowers, silk flowers, and ribbons. In here, there's like alphabet stickers, rub-ons, I have some Cricut vinyl in here. These are just more chipboard type stuff. In this little cubby I have some chalk pastels. And these are kind of more of distressing type tools that I have. So here's those brushes. There's all different sizes of these makeup brushes that are great for inking. This is a great little kit here for distressing. So I have some close to my heart ink pads, but and then I also have a set of the Tim Holtz brand distress ink, little finger daubers and the little stick daubers. This opens up and I have a little paint palette, all kinds of little sponges and like sanding tools, other paint brushes and tools that you can use for like pastels and inking. So some of these are close to my heart. Some of them are the Tim Holtz brand. Some of them are just, you know, random tools, but they all kind of fit together in the distressing area. And this island is also great because you can just really spread out. Like if you are doing a craft that you need a lot of room, or like if you're scrapbooking, it's just nice to kind of lay everything out. So a couple drawers, I just keep like some basic tools, scissors, adhesive type stuff. And then over here, this is working more towards my coloring station. I do have a couple of paintings that I've done up here. Some of them were done at those paint and wine places. If you've never been to one of those, if you've never been painting, it's a great way, like an introduction into painting. These two pictures I didn't do, my kids did those. So when they were in 6th grade, which was a while ago, I did a project with the 6th graders at the school, and I showed them how to take a photo of themselves and do like a grid drawing and then transfer that onto canvas and then paint. So all of them did their own portraits and they were all fabulous. And then of course there's the ones I've done of the dogs. So I haven't done a lot of painting, but I have a few more around the house. So anyway, this is my coloring desk. I just wheel the chair over here and I'll turn this light on. Alright, so this is my ring light. It's nice because it can go up pretty high, but it does get really heavy. So that's why, I don't know if you can tell, it's kind of leaning, and that way I can get this arm over to reach over the desk, because this is where I would be recording. It does have a little, you can't see it now because I took it off. I'm actually using it to hold the phone now, but it's a little arm that opens and closes to put your phone in there, and it just slides in this little slot here. I actually don't use it that much for when I'm doing videos. For whatever reason, the thing that opens and holds the phone really scratches up my phone case. So I have this other arm here, you can see it, I have it kind of zip tied onto here. This one has a clamp. You can clamp it onto a table or a desk. That would be my dog. Docket. And then this one just opens and closes. So it's a lot easier on my phone. It's a lot easier to kind of manipulate and move around if I need to. And then I can also take this outside. So I love to color outside when the weather is nice. The natural light is perfect, and just, you know, being outside, hearing the birds, it's always nice and relaxing. On my desk, I do have a bigger pencil sharpener that is usually more for like coloring or sharpening my Crayola color pencils or my other like regular pencils for when I teach. Docket, come here. Here I have, these are all my color swatches, so I always keep these really handy. I made them kind of like long and skinny, almost like a bookmark. But yeah, you can kind of fan them out and see. And then these trays, these three things, I may have shown them before, but these are all kind of just tools that I want to be convenient, that I can just grab and then kind of throw back in there. A lot of erasers, sharpeners, pens like Posca pens, white gel pens, and this one I have more fine liners, brushes, Sharpies, those kind of things. So yeah, these are just kind of what I grab the most. This I have not put away yet, but I usually keep a clear glass here. And this is for when I'm working on a project. So I just finished a project with these things. So I'll pull the colors that I want, whether it's from one set of color pencils or, you know, multiple colors, and I'll just keep everything in this jar until I'm done using them, and then I'll put them back. So I'm usually only working on one coloring project at a time, so that's probably why I do it that way. And then here in this case, this is my favorite case. I think I had gotten some other ones before, but this one I got this year. This holds my full set of Prismacolors, so I've been really enjoying those. And then this one holds my polychromos and my castle art. So my polychromos were like my second kind of purchase of color pencils. They were like my first like good brand of color pencils, and I love them. They're like, they do the job. I got used to working with them. But then I kept finding myself wanting to get other brands of color pencils, and then I finally broke down and got the Prismacolors, and now I feel like I don't need any other color pencils. But I do want to try some other ones. But anyway, so this case is kind of, it folds out kind of funky. So on this side I have my castle art, and you kind of have to like fold it out like this, which I thought would be convenient, but I actually prefer kind of that book style. So these are the polychromos on this side. What I love about the polychromos is that, I mean, I've had these for, gosh, like maybe 4 or 5 years, and I've never had to like replace some. Granted, I don't do as much coloring as some of you guys out there, but like they last a long time. Where the Prismacolors, yeah, I have some that are really short already, and I've, you know, just bought the full set this year, so a lot softer. Down here I have more like paint, watercolor supplies. I have a small thing of Neocolor 2s, baby wipes, some stencils, acrylic paints. Here is a set of Parku brush tip pens. These are good for coloring straight with these or using them as like watercolors. This little container here, mostly for scrapbooking, but there's still a lot of things that I use a lot of. You know, there's rulers, these little plastic sheets, scissors, X-Acto knife, this kind of poker thing. Up here I have, these are other color pencils. This was actually the first, like, what I thought were nice color pencils. And don't get me wrong, they're they're fun. They're soft, almost like a Prismacolor, but they don't blend quite as well. They have a more wax buildup if you blend too much with them. But I love some of the colors, and there's a couple books that I really like to use these on. These are the Marco Ruffin colors. So yeah, unfortunately you can't buy individual colors because there's a few in here that I absolutely love and I can't find anywhere else. And I don't know, I used to love the roll-up style case, but again, now I think that one's my go-to. And I have more color pencils here. These are watercolor pencils, which I actually forget about a lot. I'll have to remember to use these. I have a couple different brands here. Let's see, there's Artist Loft, and I think there's like the Hobby Lobby Fine Touch brand in here. And there's some Staedtler ones too. So again, the nice roll-up case. It's kind of nice to just kind of lay out the case to see all your colors, but for convenience-wise, I don't know, I think that one is still the best. Okay, and then I have Derwent Inktense. I have some alcohol markers, and then I have just a few kind of random brush markers. There's some Tombow, there's some like fine touch ones in there. This is for when I used to do more scrapbooking. I was a consultant, I told you in the beginning, for Close to My Heart, so I pretty much have like all the colors from Close to My Heart, although they've probably changed a lot, but I've had these forever, guys, and they are still going strong. So good recommendation for inks. Okay, I have a couple of little sketchbooks, journals there. Here is a little tiered tray with some more color pencils, random pens, some stickles, Crayola Super Touch. And then, yes, here is all my good scrapbooking paper. And then underneath here is, these are all like scraps. So there's solid, there's pattern paper, but these are good to like grab if you need to put something underneath your color pages. Here's more scrapbooking stuff, although I do have a case for pan pastels. Let's see, under here I have, this is like my gouache set, so gouache, and then I have a little paint tray in there. Coming up here, these are just more scrapbooking stuff. I went through and I decided I wanted to do all black books, so I'm still kind of working on transferring some things over, but just to show you how behind I'm at, 2014. Yeah, and I think I only have one page in there, so yes, I need the motivation to work on that. All right, and then I just have one little cubby. This is all the coloring books I have, but the ones I do have, I just love. And my kids always make fun of me because every time I get a new coloring book, they're like, have you ever finished one before? So, nope, I don't even know. It's like, are you supposed to finish the coloring books? I mean, there's just hours in some of these pages. I don't know how you finish some of these books. So, anyway, that is mostly it. Here I will come around to this side. There's just a storage cabinet. It's more office supply. Here is a bag. This is mostly my school stuff for when I travel from school to school. This, oh my gosh, I feel so sad about this, guys. So one of the schools that I teach at, I'm kind of their art elective during the day. So I'm just like kind of contracted, but this is where I keep all their artwork. So finished, unfinished pages, and then they could take it home when they're done. But with this whole COVID thing, the last time I saw them was right before the break, spring break, and then no one came back to school. So I have all their artwork, and it's beautiful, guys. It's like, I feel so bad because I want to give it to them, but some of them have graduated, some of them aren't in the schools anymore. You know, we weren't allowed to go into the school. They weren't allowed to take anything home. So yeah, it's been hard because I cannot bring myself to get rid of this stuff. I don't know how to get it to them. Okay, so and then in here is just a storage closet. Again, this is all for my school stuff. So all those bins would have markers and colored pencils. And And then these are just spare ones, so kind of fun to have a little door full of markers. Normally this is full, but we're thinking we probably won't have anyone share. So normally we would set like a little tray of markers up for everyone, or for like a group table of like 4 or 5 people, and then they would share those markers and color pencils. But with everything going on, if I do go back in the school, I think everyone is going to have their own supplies, so I'm not sure what I'll be doing with all of those. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tour, and thanks again, Imogen, for tagging me. I can't wait to see more videos of your space, and happy coloring!